Hey folks, this is Best in Slot. Welcome back to Prehistoric Kingdom. Finally, other things got in the way a little bit, but we are back working on what is delightfully known as Park 1.0 in my playthrough. The people are back on the roof. I just thought it's interesting. Every day we should check in with the roof people. Today it's the day of the white shirts, which is a horror film I'm also working on. I'm just going to very quickly show you what I did since the last video. Like I said, I wanted to do a staff area, back area kind of thing for the Archaeopteryx and the Microraptor, which someone warned me would disappear, and they did indeed disappear, so they've gone. We'll bring them back when that bug is properly fixed. But if you swing around here, you see I had some signs there, did some fence work here. I did like a little staff section going in towards the back here, so when you go inside, there's a big old piece of metal and a little grating there, and the idea is that this is where they'd come to be fed and stuff like that. My eye is suddenly on fire. That's very interesting. Okay, we're okay. Right, so today we're going to work on, very excitingly, a Torvosaurus habitat, by far the largest dinosaur we've done so far, and our first carnivore. The exhibit itself, I don't have any grand magical ideas. I kind of want to get into some building work a little bit with the actual area around it. I've got a little bit of a reference image up on my right hand side in mind, and we're just going to build some cool stuff. That's the idea. Let's see if it works. Oh, I've got snap on. So, as I mentioned before, the idea is to have a viewing area there for the Dinosaurus. So I'm going to do like a house. Are we going to do a house? We're going to do a house, but it's going to be for something else. So you're not going to see the house yet, but there will be a house. Is this making any sense? Probably not. Right, so I kind of want to have a more slightly natural feeling to the build than we've had in terms of like wibbly wobbly shapes, you know. I think a bit of wibbly wobbliness in your shape is actually pretty important. So you're going to walk along here. I kind of just want to cram the animals together in a way. I think, you know, constantly having new exhibits to look at and stuff like that. So you're going to walk along here. Get off the rock, Melanie. You're going to walk around here. And then on your right, on your left, we're going to block off this with like a hill and some grass. And then you'll go into the house there. And on your right is going to be the Torvosaurus habitat. And then over the top, you're going to have like this curvy, multi-structure thing. Okay? Okay, curvy multi-structure thing. That's what we're building today, tell your friends. We're building the curvy multi-structure thing. So let's kick things off, as we are wont to do, with a bit of a pit. I think especially for the Torvo, given it's a large, ferocious carnivore, literally the name meaning savage lizard, it is a good animal to have a big old pit for. And it's interesting, I was checking out, I didn't quite find what I was looking for in terms of inspiration, but, well, no, I sort of did in a philosophical way. Joshua Nape? I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Paleo artist, has been doing a paleo zoo thing for quite a while, and he talks quite a lot about how, when people play this game, or when people do any dinosaur exhibit design, they kind of default to Jurassic Park mode, and how that isn't really necessary for effective zoo. And actually, he made the point that if Jurassic Park was designed like a classic zoo, like a proper zoo, Jurassic Park would never have happened. Because zoos are designed typically so that even if there's a power, well, they don't rely on electricity, right? If the power goes out at Chester Zoo, the lions don't break out and eat everyone. So, yeah, anyways. I've got a couple of Torvosauruses here. We've got Picati and Theo, and we're just going to grab Picati and do a little test here. So I think size-wise that's okay. You need to be able to see the dinosaur, obviously. Obviously the pit is too small in terms of length. But, no, not you need to be able to see the dinosaur, but also not be eaten by the dinosaur. Those are the two things I'm aiming for today. See the dinosaur, don't be eaten by the dinosaur. I'm sure that was very exciting to watch. I feel like every now and again when I do it, I have to do something with my face just to make it more interesting instead of just going and honing in. But it's fine. It looks like what I wanted it to look like. Other than this little bit over here, this is my problem child. There must be a better way to do this than what I've done. There must be. I think I just have to deal with the fact that there's going to be some crossover, right? Some flashy bits. I think that's better, and then we just cover it up with foliage and rocks and stuff. That's what I'll end up doing in reality. It'll just end up being foliage and rocks. It's always foliage and rocks. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It looks a bit stupid now, but it'll be okay. One thing I do need to do, I spotted a couple times. I need to bring the land out just a little bit here. Doesn't matter if it crosses over there per se. It does a little bit actually, but more important is that the earth goes right up to this barrier there. Okay, so in terms of the viewing, I think that alone is probably enough in terms of protection, right? But I don't want people to fling themselves over the edge as people are wont to do. So we're gonna do like a tilted glass house, semi-house. It's like, well, like I said, the front of a shut up. It's a house, right? Okay, so that's gonna sit. Is that going to sit on this bit? It is going to sit on this bit. This bit's cool. And then we'll do like another little fence in front. I kind of want to... This at the moment is a little utilitarian. For sure. Because it's just slabs of concrete, which is about as utilitarian as it gets, if we're honest. But it won't be by the end. That is the idea. Okay, this is going to be tricky, however. Is there a way to do this? I don't know. Let's find out. I don't think so. If I have that like there, right... Which is the idea. I think that's going to look really cool. Kind of want it more like that in terms of height. I think that'll look really cool if it was that all the way along. But is that going to work? I don't think so. I don't think that's going to work at all. If I put that there and then rotate it. And then try to move that into position. You know what? It kind of worked. I'm kind of surprised. I think on some of these sharper corners it may be a bit of a disaster, but that's a future Connor problem. Current me is very happy. And current me is the only one I care about. It's not gonna ever fit exactly because the angle, because the bending inevitably means it just can't, like science dictates, as far as I'm aware. This is a problem I've run into many times on Planet Zoo, but... Wait, why are you sinking? Are you sinking? You should be flat. Why aren't you flat? You're sinking. Right. Okay, we'll have to try this again. What? Why? I don't understand why. Okay. Nope, do not have an answer to that. Oh, when I rotate like this... Right, and then that's... Right. Got a new plan. Got a new plan. Don't know if it's a good plan, but it's a new plan. Is this a terrible idea? It might be a terrible idea. Because it's at an angle, when I join it like that, basically what it's doing is making a very gradual slope, and I don't think there's really any way to stop it, because if I do that, as you can see, it then messes up my... join. That's why the join is working in the first place, because it's sloping downwards. Now, hopefully it's quite subtle, the slope, but I think I'm going to integrate the slope. I think the slope is cool. I've decided. I think we're all big fans of the slope. In the slope we will find God. And ourselves. As they say. They do say that. Okay, so let's move this up. How high do I want this to be? It needs to sit above the glass, so let's just make sure it does that at the very least. At all points, so it has to start really about there. Okay, that's fine. And then that's going to sit, I kind of moved out of position entirely, but that's okay. So it wants to sit about there. That's okay. And then we're going to duplicate. We're going to have another one sitting over there. Are we though? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Okay. So the idea is basically eventually, there's going to be a building here. We'll do that in the next video. We'll do this as two parts. We'll do a Torvosaurus indoor viewing house thingy, or we'll do a house for the Protoceratops maybe, or something else. I keep looking at the camera instinctively. And then this wood here will then loop onto the building itself as like the edging of the building. I don't know. It'll wrap around the building itself as part of this whole shebang. It's going to look cool, I think, actually. It's going to look pretty good. What I need to do now, though, is actually turn this into something, because right now this is nothing, obviously. It's just big-ass pieces of wood. So what I need to do, first of all, is connect this side, which I should have done on the ground in retrospect. Not that it makes much of a difference, actually. So I'm just going to curve these along. I wish I'd actually use curvy wood for this. Is that crazy? Yeah, it does sound crazy. Curvy wood to make curves? Not in my lifetime, sonny boy. Not in my lifetime. The curve is so strong. So yeah, this is going to curve along. And then we need to join in the inside with a material of some description. Maybe these slats along there might look good, actually. Yeah, can do that. And then it offers a bit more protection, because the one I was basing this on has it's basically like more wood crossing over like that, which we can do, but that's not going to really offer protection from the sun. And the sun is a demon that must be defeated, and therefore we must offer protection from said demons. Otherwise, how would you defeat said demons? Right, I'm going to do this side next. We're getting there, folks. Now, I want to join these two together, actually. Look at that, easy peasy. Sometimes the game can be a little tricky building-wise, but sometimes there's certain objects that are just easier to build with, and these proper, like, little architecture ones just make life a little bit easier than anything else. Anyways, this is going to be very boring as well, so I guess we'll do another time-lapse. The whole point of this series, by the way, was for me to not have to do time-lapses, for me to be chill and do nice, simple things that didn't require too much effort. But I don't know. Saw an idea that I liked and I just had to go for it, really. You know when you start an idea, and it's taking some time, and you just start thinking, you know, is this really worth it? I got that about 2 lines in. It looks a bit weird right now, but I think it'll come together. I think it'll come together. I think it looks okay like that. It's got like a weird modern aesthetic to it, sort of. Right. Okay. What we need is a big old pole. Big old pole. Oh, hello. Hello, cheeky. You're kind of a cool shape. How do you feel about that? I feel good. That's what it sounds like, in case you're curious. I know people were. Let me think about this. No. It needs to be a poll. It needs to be a poll. Can I colour in? Oh, yeah, okay. That'll do, question mark? Yeah, that'll do. All right, let's stick that there. I'm going to make you a little bit chunkier. And then we're going to turn you there. I'm going to turn you that way a little bit. I'm going to turn you that way a little bit. And that should be cool beans. Okay. Or even a little chunkier. Nice and chunky. And then the idea, so these struts as part of the actual exhibit are going to help sustain this. Right? It'll make sense in a second. So we're going to put another pole on. There's my... there we go. And then that is going to turn towards there, you see, and then that goes like that, and chapow, structural integrity. Oh yeah. Sort of. I mean, yeah. I don't see why not, actually. The problem is that these aren't all over the place. It's kind of hard to sustain a structure like this with such weak sustaining points. But if I just do this lots along the way, then I think it'll look like it's a viable idea. And considering I'm not really big on the whole realism thing in the first place, I think that's as close as I need to get, quite personally. Oh my god, why are you off? You're off on your little jollies, aren't you, buddy? I think you'd have to have another one on the left as well. We'll get to that in a little bit. They can look different though, but these, I think, as part of the exhibit design, I think is it's an interesting idea. My 16 litres of almond milk, unironically. I go through 2 litres a day at the moment, so I kind of need to stock up, and you buy it online, it's cheaper. Right, so, I'm out of breath. That's why I need to keep working out, right? Scrubland Forest, so we've got some wiggle room here. So it's about 50%, it's not so bad. We're going to do the rock work first, and then we've got a bit more of an idea for what this should look like. I do think the fence is probably a problem. I can't replace the fence, can I? I can't just like straight up replace. That would have been helpful. Screw it, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. No, it won't be fine. Wait, my concern. Whoa. Maybe this is the problem. Hello. What's going on? Oh, there we go. That fixed it? Are you okay now? No, I think it is a fence size issue. I'm going to ignore it and hope for the best. Basically, that seems like a perfectly reasonable thing to do. So what I want to do, I've got like a little scrubland image. Oh, it's actually from the zoo. From San Diego Zoo, as it happens. Which I was meant to be going to. I'm very sad about that. And we're going to just try to do something vaguely similar. So the rocks are quite large, and they're kind of like a mound. You know what I mean? They're moundy. In that they rise at the top, and they drop down at the sides. Like a mound. I'm going to explain the almond milk. So, at the moment, for lunch, typically I have porridge, right? Or oatmeal, whatever you want to call it. And it's about half a litre of almond milk, right? And then I have a protein shake with lunch because I need to get some midday protein in. So that's another half a litre. And then post-workout, I have half a litre for the other protein shake. And my dad, who tends to work out with me, has the other half a litre. So it's literally, yeah, it is literally 2 litres a day. That's kind of crazy, actually. Huh. It's too much. It's so much almond milk. So many almonds have died for my happiness. This is why I had concerns about the size of the exhibit, though. I think we can probably... Oh, I really wish... Wait, did I make that a group? Oh, I did. No, the game made it a group. Just like naturally, the game knew what I needed. We should move this quite far to the back. It just needs to obscure the fence. That's all it really needs to do. I did have concerns about the size of the habitat, and I still kind of do. It seems to be fine. I think I kind of forgot that was the thing, that the dinosaur itself had a size requirement. So I think as long as we're hitting that, I can kind of justify it, right? I think that's I think that's what we'll do in future, essentially. Just make sure the bottom edges of this are blocked off. So because it's scrubland, I'm not going to do a waterfall. I don't think that makes much sense thematically. That looks scrublandy. We'd have then, we need sort of bushes and trees and stuff sort of going up to the sides to kind of obscure it a little bit in foliage. Okay, I kind of had a thought that the obvious way to build a shelter is actually to match it with this style over here, right? To do what we kind of just did with this and do it again, but I'm just going to copy and paste it. just you know, like these wooden slats with some okay, come on, please. That's all I need. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to swoop down here, I'm going to grab this. It's going to take about 1,000,000 years, but it should be quicker than doing it the other way. I'm going to grab this bit. I usually only try to build natural shelters, but I think this will look okay. I'll grab that, bring it up. Exit group. I don't know if I exit group before that, if that works, so I have to do it bit by bit, unfortunately. Grab all this, lovely stuff, blah, 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 and split from group. There we go, and then we just need to finish it off once again. Okay, bear with me. Let's do it like this, it's fine. It doesn't have to be the neatest thing in the world, you're not really going to see it, but I mean, it has to be moderately neat. That'll do. Like I say, moderately neat. And just fill these gaps back in, and then we'll put a little. We're gonna change how it sits, and maybe we'll put a different foliage on top. We'll put like a scrubland foliage. We'll put the the stuff on top instead. Maybe that's what I should have done for the arrow. Oh, maybe I'm going to change. At least I can delete that instantly. We'll see how that looks, and then we'll consider doing that. I think that probably makes more sense. And we're also going to do a little edit, in that we grab this, and we'll do like a dual version of it, like so. And then what I'd also like to do is scale the whole thing in a little bit until it's more a circle than a weird thing. Don't know what the weird thing is, but it's a weird thing. So if I... It's going to be difficult, isn't it? Okay, we're just gonna... It's fine. A weird shape can stay a weird shape. That's okay. I love weird shapes. I have no problem with the weird shape. It's just... Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I'm sorry, weird shape. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Where's this gonna sit? Oh, it's not gonna be perfect, is it? No, obviously not. It's gonna look cool. It's gonna look cool. It's not like a full shelter. It's more like a... Well, it is, but the idea is more just somewhere that's going to provide shade, essentially, for the Torvo. Then again, I'm sexy, so... Right, okay, that actually looks a lot better. Yeah, okay, wow, this exhibit's suddenly become absolutely chock-a-block with stuff. I think I'm just going to leave it there. I don't think I want to do any more. Let's grab our other Torvo. By the way, I don't know if it's just me. My nursery animals disappear when I reload the game. Maybe I want to mix this up more. Maybe gemstone instead. Both 10 area, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Sorry, Sakari. I think you're going to be left for the buzzards, as it were. There we go. And Jenny. And Jenny, you're my one instead. Oh, we're over here. Boop. Okay, how are we looking? Forest, perfect. Water, perfect. I know they're not happy about the temperate. I could get rid of this. Let me see if that's actually the problem first. Yeah, okay. So I think I'll probably replace this with this in the same sort of vein. It'll look better anyway. That'll make more sense. Although it'll look worse from underneath, but it is what it is. And that'll make them essentially 100% happy. They're pretty happy anyway. 85% is not bad. There you go. My big boy and girl. And obviously we'll have a building here and that'll kind of bring the whole thing together as well. Alright. I need a sign as well. What do I call this? The Torvosaurus scrubland. Torvo... Terrain? Torvo what? What is it, folks? Torvo... Tantrum? Torvo... I don't know. It's Torvo something. Our first big carnivore. Very exciting stuff. It only took me 2.5 bloody hours. Things take time. I do like it though. I think it's the best exhibit we've done so far. It's too small, but other than that, it's sort of getting towards actually being a zoo. I will probably do the Jurassic habitat on my own, this thing, and then we'll do a building for the proto. And what is our zoo rating? Oh, have we hit 2? No. God damn it. The proto will push us up to 2 stars, and I get some more dinosaurs. But I think I kind of want to do a sauropod habitat as well. Like a big chunky sauropod habitat at some point, so that's on the cards as well. There you go, buddy. Oh. I do like it. I do like this. I think this is quite effective. It is too small. But it is what it is. I can't change it now. I'd go insane. You're absolute beauties, aren't you? Look at him. Kind of cute, actually. I think it's the eyes. Kind of adorable. They lose that when they roar, but until then they're cute. It's a really, really nicely made dinosaur. See these new animations coming in, more animations on the way as well. Obviously, we're going to have eventually social interactions and more just general animations for the dinosaurs over time. But they do things. They're getting there, slowly but surely. The big thing I'm excited about one day is ontogeny. That's going to be humongous. So excited about that. You have a little nap. Never mind the secret napping area I built for you, which is nicely shrouded in shadow as well, which I think is what you would want, really, isn't it? Any people here? Yeah, this is Karen. Karen loves Torvosaurus. Well known for that. Yeah, okay. Torvosaurus, whatever it's called, done. So that is our 5th animal. If you count this, the Archaeopteryx and the Microraptor. Which is hard to do, because the disaster. And then we've got the Torvosaurus, we've got the Dryrosaurus, we've got the Sisticosaurus. I think the Torvosaurus might have the smallest habitat of all 3, which is stupid. So we're going to do a house here for the Protoceratops, I think. That'll push us over our 2 stars. Then I maybe want to do a Brachiosaurus thing, maybe in the middle, behind this. So then when you look at the Dryrosaurus, you see the Brachys here. And maybe we could do a joint exhibit with the Brachiosaurus and have another compatible dinosaur. Even if we just throw that in later on. It'd be good to do some dual dinosaur habitats, especially with something as large as the Brachiosaurus. I think it's important to have... I don't know if we can have Brachiosaurus, by the way. It might be a sauropod of some description. But I think it's important to have a second smaller dinosaur that kind of balances out the size a little bit and kind of lends it that majesty because you've got a direct comparison going on. Does that make sense? Anyways, Zoo 1.0, as it's affectionately known, is progressing nicely. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you lovely folks next time. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye.
Reaching out.